Throwing away meat in Mespo, Evesham area on Sunday. That means what? They were throwing away meat in. I don't understand. They were throwing away. Who was throwing away meat? What type of meat was being thrown away?
The butchers. Butchers.
I don't get it. Good morning.
Morning. Happy hump day.
Morning.
Where I get off my chest is for us to ask ourselves this question. If Asher was an NDP supporter, would our feelings be the same?
I think for
or
some
would
of
our
us,
feelings would have been neutral, or our feelings would have been reversed? That's all I want to get off my chest.
All right,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Get it off your chest.
Ask ourselves that as Vincent and in the mirror, and ask us to yourself, and then reevaluate your mindset. That's all I want to say. I ain't going left, right, or center. Straight down the middle, I'm going with it.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you. All right, so
Okay.
before we get carried away again, let's move on.
Right.
All right, so we are live on Facebook if you guys want to watch us live at Extreme 104 SVG. All right, so we've been asking the question for a very long time. And to date, we cannot get a proper answer. We keep getting one or two responses here and there, but nothing sound, nothing concrete, nothing to say for sure, for definite, exactly what is happening at Blacksands Resorts in Peters Hope. Now, they broke ground. They had a big groundbreaking ceremony in 2017. It is 2021. All right? They told us 24 to 36 months it'll be completed. But it's like every time, issue after issue after issue.
Excuses after excuses after excuses.
Problem after problem after problem. What is the real reason that Blacksands Resort, up to today, August 18th, 2021, cannot be completed? No.
That's one side of it.
That's one side. No.
While
We
that
did
is
some
the
digging.
reality, why is there an advertisement for Blacksands Resorts inviting people? Right? It says, I can share it. It says here, luxury contemporary villas are nestled into this spectacular Caribbean Sea resort known as Blacksands in St. Vincent. This private oceanfront resort offers spectacular views and privacy in a spacious 6,100 square feet villa with 3,000 square feet of deck and infinity pool. Villas are now available for purchase.
What you purchasing?
Villas are now available for purchase. And if you see the video, if y'all see the video that is going around with this ad for Blacksands Resort, yeah, no, we have some questions, or had some questions, and we did some digging. Like we said, questions after questions after questions, excuses after excuses after excuses. Let's go back to, let me see how far back. January of 2020. Right? Let's go back to January of 2020 when the PM was inside here with us. Right? And according to the PM, around the ending of January, he said to us, after what was thrown out as, you know, the project, they were taking a break, a Christmas break during December of 2019, right? They said that works were being held up because they were taking a break during the Christmas season. And then in January, the PM said to us that the person who was in charge of the project at that time fell ill. Right? After the Christmas break, he fell ill. The person who was in charge of the project, or was in charge of the project, fell ill. And that created a setback in the construction that was taking place down at Blacksands Resorts. All right? Now, he said that according to the PM, the father of the principal investor within the company, Pace is the company, left SVG, went to Canada, and fell ill. Right? Now, around the ending of January, he said to us, the PM said to us, that construction at Blacksands Resort would have been resuming the following week. Right? He said construction would have resumed the following week. That's late January. So let's call it early February of 2020. Okay. Construction should have resumed at Blacksands based on what the PM said to us right here inside this same programming. Right? Citing the hold up on the construction was due to the Christmas break, and then following the Christmas break, the principal investor in the Pace company fell ill, went to Canada, fell ill, and that further held up the project. We are in August, almost September of 2021. Nothing. Now, there's also what was shared in Parliament. I think the opposition leader, was the one who raised it in Parliament, questioning, asking for an update on the construction of Blacksands Resort. And the then Minister of Tourism, right? He said, let me see, this would be going back now to January, still in January. The tourism minister, Cecil Mackey, right? He said, even after it was 3 years beyond the completion date, the date of completion, right? Remember 2017, it should have taken between 24 to 30 months to be completed. That project down inside the Blacksands Resorts. You would have heard us asking numerous times, what is really going on down inside there, and all kind of different responses we got. All right? Now, the then tourism minister said to us in January last year that it would be a further 5 months before they would be able to, before they would be ready to receive guests. A further 5 months.
Further 5 months.
Right? January 2020. In Parliament. Right? Then, at that time, opposition leader Godwin Friday asked Mackey what is the status on the hotel project, and in particular, why has the work been delayed? All right? Now, remember, in the same January is when the PM said that works would have been resuming the following week. Let's call it February. All right? Mackey began his response by saying that the project is 100% financed by Pace Development SVG Inc.
Okay, then.
And is therefore completely a private sector project. Fair enough.
Yep, true.
However, he said that the government carries out oversight through the physical planning department, which has to give approvals in keeping with standard construction procedures. Right? The Minister of Tourism then said that the project is being done in 3 phases. The current phase back then, January of 2020, being the construction of 10 villas, each with 5 rooms. All right? He said that they were being advised by the physical planning department that while they consider the pace of the, no pun intended, the pace of the construction to be slow, the infrastructure of the villas meets international standards. That's what he held on to. Now get this. Right? He said the commencement of the villas, the minister said, phases 2 and 3 will see the construction of a hotel block consisting of a further 350 rooms. Right? And then he went on to explain further. I want to go down a little bit further. He said, we have been advised that the project took a break, right? Same break, Christmas season, and that work will recommence on the villas by the end of the month. That's January again. Remember, that's January.
We right? In, what month we in? August?
We're in August of 2021. This is January of 2020. Now, he said that 100 workers, all local, would have been employed. I think overall it had about 135. Around that time, right, this is early January. No, he had a different statement later down. I think it was around October of 2020, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
All right. No, he said at that time in January, the concrete structures of the villas have been completed, save for the finishing, and the government was advised then that they should be fully completed by June of 2020. Right? He said the restaurant, bar, convention center, and walkways will be completed by the end of 2020. Asked if, having seen the villas, he thinks that the June completion date is feasible, the minister said, I made sure. I said we have been advised. The planning division has been supervising the project, and they have indicated that the work is within expected international standards. He held on to that again. Now, there is a part where but we'll get a little from your side. I'll pull out another one, and then we'll go again. Wait, we'll share now and then give you a chance to respond. What is really going on with that Blacksands Resort project? What's really going on? What is it they're not telling us? What is it they're keeping from us?
Well, so we did some digging. First of all, let me try to show you. I'm going to try something here, right? I'm going to try to show you what Blacksands looks like right now, all right? I went down there about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and for all the work and all the delays that's been going on, this is what Blacksands looks like now. It's actually up on the Facebook Live. You should be able to see it. Yeah. Yeah, this is what it looks like now. All right, so you can see these structures there. Remember a time they told us they were whitewashing or something or the other, they were painting.
That was in October-ish.
October. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I lost count, but not all of them are even painted.
Well, he did say inside. So you won't be able to see.
If you look inside,
outside,
you would see some sort of white inside.
He said those
Drop
were being
hung. Drop the Murray light.
Those were being hung, and windows were being installed.
Where?
Right?
Fugitive, I am looking at the photograph. Yeah. There are no windows here.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
You going again?
All right.
Go again.
All right. So, like I said, we did some digging and we found something.
Hold on the cars, please.
All right. So the business was registered in 2016. So they've been here, technically speaking, since 2016. They've done the groundbreaking ceremony in 2017. It's 2021, and up to now, you saw what it looks like now down at Peter's Hope. All right. So as it stands, the company only has one director. You mentioned the name before. That person is gone.
Okay. That would be
Joseph Romano.
Joseph Romano,
right?
Now, he was the one. He was the one at the time who brought us the great news at the groundbreaking ceremony.
Right.
Right? Yeah, that was him back in 2017-ish. And basically what he was saying then is that they had about 50% of the monies that were needed to complete the project, right? Which was at a total of about $60 million.
So you would have had $30 million.
Well, he said 50%.
Right. So
at that
50%
time.
of $60 million is $30 million.
30, right.
What we just showed you on Facebook. Concrete structures, no windows, half of them are painted white, which means they're probably just whitewash, right? Does that look like $30 million
well,
to
you could probably
it could be.
take out these $7 million for the lands.
Okay, land.
Right,
23,
right.
Let's leave $23 million. Does that look like 23 million EC dollars to you? All right, so here's some more information. So it started out with 4 individuals, right? Actually, no, 5, all right? Navim, I can't pronounce his word.
Holy cause,
right.
We get in there, holy cause.
Navim Bridgebassi, Gerald Schiavilla, and Peter Gerald Schiavilla. It sounds like those 2 people are related.
Like
along with Joseph Romano and, let me get it, Claudio Romano, sorry. All right, so those 5. At the end of 2016, 3 individuals all ceased to be directors on the company.
3 of the original.
3 of the original.
Right.
They just left. All right. So the two Skivilla and the Navim left for whatever reason. Now I found out that people leave for 3 reasons, right? So it's one of the 3 or maybe 2 or all. You either resign, you either become bankrupt, or you become a little mental, so of unsound mind. So those are the 3 reasons why directors would resign from companies.
Right.
So we don't know which of the 3 might have happened, but that happened. 3 of them left. Now here's the funny thing with this as well. Joseph Romano also left as secretary.
That's the same Joseph Romano who brought the news at the groundbreaking.
According to the documents,
Right.
December 2018.
He left in 2018.
2018. He left the company in 2018. Remember, I told you the company registered in January, February, March, April 2016. 3 of the directors left by December 2016. Why so soon?
Wow.
Why so soon?
Interesting,
You
eh?
have to ask that. Now, as it stands, Claudio Romano is the only director on that company. The company's name is Pace Developments in Vincent, Inc. The company that is responsible for the construction and completion of Blacksands. 1 director. Where is he? Only God knows. But here's a couple more interesting things about that. The business was actually struck off the books.
Why?
Which means when you don't provide certain documents, companies have to provide financial documents to SIPO every year. If you don't do that, after a while, your name will be knocked off. So that is what happened. And that happened in 2018. But they reinstated it, they restored it. Of course, you would have to pay to get that done in October of 2018, that same year. Now, the interesting thing about this, right, is that for 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020, there have been no financial statements.
But we
No
still...
financial statements that have been provided to the requisite authorities here.
And we were still given the impression that all is well and things are happening, works will be resumed and construction will be ongoing on.
Right. Amidst all of that, since the inception of this company that is responsible for Blacksands Resorts, since 2016, not a single financial statement. And that is something that you have to do as a company. You have to present that document to SIPO every single year. Now, in absence of that document, there is still something that can be done by companies. You can provide a certificate of solvency. Basically, that is to say that the company is able to pay their bills, to pay their debt. They are financially okay, right? And that is what they did. And it says in one of them, the business is yet to conduct any business, or the company is yet to conduct any business in this state, and as such, no financial statement for the financial year, whichever year for that thing, can be produced. All right. And it also said it was solvent at the end of the financial year. Since the inception of this company, not a single financial statement has been presented to SIPO.
No.
Why?
There's questions of accountability, questions about transparency, questions about due diligence and whether or not it was done, right? Questions about corruption as it relates to the investors. Now get this something else that we found out. All right, now this was a release from early up in 2021. All right, and it says here that there was a money hunt, right? A money hunt in Norway, Switzerland, Canada, and it went on further to say the Caribbean. Where in the Caribbean? St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Oh boy.
Right? To find out where some $300 million, which were loans from, among other things, Northern Norwegian investors. How are we implicated in all of this? According to investigators, the investments were earmarked for insurance cases in Canada, right? Pace Development.
Pace Developments and Vincent Inc. All the directors from the inception are from Canada.
Good. According to investigators, it seems that a large part of the money may have ended up in a disputed, not too sure why disputed is inside there, because we don't know of any dispute as it relates to Blacksands Resort. But it says a large part of the money may have ended up in a disputed luxury resort project in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The money, they said, was moved via various transactions in several foreign companies. One of them being Peace. Right?
And that is coming from an article on...
That was posted by News 784. Right? Early up in the year. I can't get the exact date when it was posted. I mean, they refuted the claims after.
Right.
Right?
Pace Development refuted the claims.
Yeah. It says that according to investigators, a Canadian with connections to the project has been a point of contact on traffic damage cases in there's KBR and the luxury resort. All right. KBR System is the name of the company, and the luxury resort. It says it is unclear when the resort project will be completed. Total construction cost is reported to be well over $500 million, Norwegian kroner. Right?
That's a lot of money.
Now, what is it we are not being told? Like I said, Pace, it didn't say, nobody signed off on the article that came from, I think it was the Vincent newspaper who shared it. But they refuted the claims that were made, right? In terms of the allegations surrounding the corruption and the fraudulent activities and all of that, right? The misappropriation of funds and all of that, right? Nobody signed to say, well, boy, this is Joseph Romano or whoever it was signing off on this particular article. It was just a blank article, no name, no warrant, no heading, no nothing. Just refuting the claims. So you could take that whichever way you want to take it. The question is, what the hell is really going on at Blacksands Resort? What is it they're not telling us? And why is there an ad encouraging people to purchase villas at Blacksands Resort? It says villas are now available for purchase.
You could, I guess you could buy before it's done.
Based on what Storm had shared with us.
But Storm is based on a plan.
Right, based on the architectural plan, the architectural design, you can go ahead and purchase.
Right, but this one they're actually constructing before you you should be purchasing. So they are making their investments.
Take some calls?
But yeah, let's take some calls. Somebody's coming in there.
Good morning.
Morning. I'll open my eyes because I'm essentially word man and I pay very close attention to the Blacksands, right? But what happened is I did some research on the company and the company ain't built nothing prior to Blacksands. So my question is now, why the government allowing somebody who never drive a big bus to say, yes, I could drive a big bus full of all the children from leeward country and don't know the road in St. Vincent? That was my first question.
Well, you see, in all fairness, they don't have to be the ones building it. They could, throw out contracts to whoever contractors and,
they could be the finances behind
and they just back so it could be that. But was it that?
Well, obviously we see it now because they're promising, but now the question, and Crystal, you read something that they didn't put no financial stuff there after the company opened. So not really on paper to say, bam, this company have money there. So was it a money laundering endeavor?
Well, we can't say. We would like
we're just
at
asking
least
questions.
We could ask the questions here. The right place for the questions to be asked is in Parliament.
Right now we speculating.
We could only speculate.
This have Ponzi scheme all over it because now they advertising that villas are there.
Ready for purchase.
You could pay for things before they build. So basically they're giving us a rendering of what they thinking could be the outcome of the building after it's done. Bill. So maybe they financially struck. Maybe the other two who left take the money, and the one who left say, boy, let me try salvage this best as possible, so we could sell these thing and then before they build. But
I don't know.
I see a Ponzi scheme. But here the thing that upsets me, fugitive. If I decide I want to open a savings account in St. Vincent and the Grenadine Bank, the amount of headache me have to go through to open a savings account with $500. And this is not the first time. This is actually the second time. This reminds me of Bokuma. That something like this happened. So basically, the government should have been experienced to spot out these clanman, so to speak.
Well, I mean,
we don't know if that is happening.
Do proper background checks. You know, yeah.
Yo, it's a lot of
due diligence.
I'm hoping, honestly, I hope all you're wrong, enough. Because this is not a good look for St. Vincent.
Listen, Max, we have not made any claims.
The information.
All we did was dig up something and ask some questions.
Y'all ain't making any claims, but the facts at all, you just read it out thing out in Parliament. Remember, parliamentarians tell us it's done in 6 months and 7 months. Now it's what? Almost a year?
Wow. Almost a year?
So, like I said, this is quite upsetting. And it's quite alarming, and I just hoping that everything turn around because, like I said, St. Vincent too small to take this kind of financial.
Someone has to say something. It's high time.
They ain't going to say nothing.
The last
they ain't
time.
Going to say nothing because you know why? You know why not going to say nothing? Sorry for cut you. You know why not? They're not going to say anything. This is not a political year. 2020 was a political year, so they're going to tell all you everything. If this was a political year, then I would have hating. Remember politics start in December, so prior to December, they're telling all they want to hear.
You see, the thing is, I mean, we were told in January last year that works were going to be resuming the following week. The one of the big men for the project fell ill. He went to Canada Christmas vacation. He fell ill, and that was the hold up for the project. Right? Later down, I think it was the last setting of Parliament before Parliament was dissolved. The then Minister of Tourism said to us that, well, boy, works are ongoing. You have about 50 fellas down there. They're doing some painting. They're doing some whitewashing. They're putting up doors. They're putting in windows and all them kind of nice fancy things.
Okay.
That's October last year. That's October last year. October almost reached again in a brethren.
Let me give you a joke. My uncle built a house in Layu, and he was in Washington, D.C. So even if my uncle was sick on his bed in Washington, D.C., he could make a phone call or look a video chat and say, bam, the window here gone, okay, show me, send me a picture or pull up your WhatsApp video and let me see the window where you gone in. Okay. I was there watching my uncle organize his house. So if the man sick in Canada, people in St. Vincent so notice that they can't take an instruction from Canada and say, Tommy Doe go in here, the rebar go in there, the concrete come in here. Come on, man. Don't insult our intelligence because we are part of the education revolution. We are that dosage.
All right. Okay.
All right.
You got questions? You got concerns?
We don't really have the answers. No, I'm going to stick on the no financial statements produced, right? So, like I said before, the rules are what you have to do. You either, as a company, you either provide financial statements to SIPO, or some people say SIPO, or if you don't provide that, then you could provide a certificate of solvency. Now, the certificate of solvency comes from the company itself. It doesn't have to go through a lawyer. It doesn't have to go through an accountant. It doesn't have to go through the bank or anything. It just comes from the directors, from the company. Who is to say, where's the proof that that director or that company is not telling the truth? Because really and truly, they just type in and saying, oh, the business is solvent, the company is solvent. But who is double checking and who is making sure,
right,
in the absence of the financial statements, who is making sure that they are not, or that they are telling the truth?
I guess no one. Good morning.
I don't know. I guess it's not important.
Good morning.
Hello?
Hi, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I lost my trend earlier on, but I must congratulate you for bringing the issue of Ashel Morgan again to the table. And I like when you said someone asked you if you were in Ashel Morgan's case, what you would have done some time ago.
Oh, that was you.
I am also concerned. Hello?
Yes, that
Are
was
we
you.
listening?
Yeah, I hear you all guys. Yeah.
You're not hearing?
I think you didn't
Go ahead,
hear
go
me.
ahead.
I'm also concerned about the state of Mr. Cornelius John, is his name? I never know of any case in the world where somebody was shot like this. And it took, 2 weeks or 2 months before we knew anything about that. I would still like to get an update on his health situation. Is he recovering and all of that?
Call K.
Hello?
Call K. Call K.
Yeah, I thought I have to do the job for me, man. Well, hey.
Well, we kind of move off of that already. We're dealing with Blacksands
I know.
Resorts.
Yes, sir. Well, I just listened to the Prime Minister say he concerned about sexual abuse in the shelters.
And he's still going on with that shell, Dave.
Huh?
And he's still going on
No,
with that shell,
because I
Dave.
want to question him. He talked so long. I want to question him. What is the sexual abuse in the shelters? I'm happy that a man like him take up that. So I hope he can put a stop to all of that.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now, Joseph Romano at the groundbreaking ceremony, right? When concerns were being raised as it relates to like access to beaches, because that was one of the concerns that was raised then. If it's gonna be a similar situation to what's happening in Kianawan, for example, or what happened in Kianawan, what the locals in Kianawan had to be fighting for. All right, some persons would have expressed similar concerns about that situation happening at the Peters Hope facility, Blacksands facility, right? And Romano said, after highlighting addressing some of the concerns, he said he reassured that the project, they would only be hiring locals, 100% Vincentians.
Okay.
All right. He said the resort will be run by Vincentian workers who will have opportunities to advance within the organization. The hardworking farmers, he said, and fishermen will be respected and sought, and they will be implementing a training facility for the future employees of the Blacksands Resort. All right? What I want to go in on is this. It says, he said, these are promises we are making to you today, and promises that we will keep. He went down further and he ended by saying, I assure you that Pace Developments and Blacksands Resorts will not let you down. Where are we today?
Being let down. Being let down.
And nobody is saying anything. Nobody addressing anything.
Didn't somebody say that they were holding up works because of COVID-19?
There was that. We got that one of the excuses. One of the excuses
Drop the
we got.
Murray, come
one of the excuses that we got.
The
Drop
lie
the
detector
Murray.
test determined that was a lie.
And let me tell you why I think that. Right? Let me tell you why I think that. Royal Mills continues its construction. Right? The fishing development plant, Rainforest Seafoods in Kaliakwa. Every single day, construction is being completed. Okay? Beaches, resorts, down all the way on the leeward side in Buckermont, they're continuing construction. COVID-19 is still real and very present. Don't tell me that COVID-19 is the reason. The images I showed a couple minutes earlier, that Blacksands Resorts is in the position that it is in now. Now, I read a comment here, right? It says here under one of those posts in IWM, when building projects come to a standstill, it's always for one of three reasons. One, a dispute with the planning authority. We know it's not that. Two, an engineering problem. We know it's not that. Or three, financial problems.
Is it that?
Is it that? We know it's not a land issue because the lands are purchased. It's not like if peace belongs to somebody else and they have to stop. If it were that, then we would have been told. That's the reason they can't continue construction. That's the reason they can't put in the windows that they said they put in that obviously aren't there. That's the reason they can't continue whitewashing the inside that ain't whitewashed yet. You understand? It's not that. So what is the reason, or what are the reasons that Blacksands cannot be completed and has not been worked on by anybody for the last couple of months?
To see? Who is going to see?
No.
Who should see?
Here's another question, right? When a foreign company, I did something, I looked up Pace Development Inc. point blank. Because normally when companies come from overseas, there is a parent company somewhere out there in the world with a similar name. The fact that it has Pace Development St. Vincent Inc., I assume that there was a Pace Development Inc. somewhere else.
Right. What?
Now I did a quick Facebook search. There's no Facebook page for Pace Development St. Vincent Inc. A company that is serious about an entire suite of villas. There's no Facebook page to advertise that.
No, nothing. However,
that is just baffling to me. And the only pages that I found, Pace Development Inc. Now, this does not have to be the case. No relation whatsoever. They all come from Canada because there were two of them. They both come from Canada. No relation whatsoever.
No.
With Blacksands Resorts here. Not a picture, nothing.
Is it
what
possible
you're
for us
seeing
to
there,
get the video up? Is it possible for us to get the video up?
send me the link. Send me the link on this
Okay.
one here. No. You just send me the link and I'll fix it up over here.
All right then, good. No.
But what you are sharing it from is actually a design company.
Yeah.
That is not Pace Development or anything at all.
Well, this is a company who
It's just
would
so odd. It's just so odd, right?
Would
on
advertise
other people's. It's like a real estate.
Correct. Yeah. So they would advertise like these type of resorts, these type of hotels, luxurious hotels and so on. They would do advertising on behalf of the owners for these properties. Yeah. We'll share some responses.
Yeah, some voice notes.
Responses.
I think I want to hear what's coming from the hurricane.
Yeah,
I think I
because
found it.
he would have been on the ground taking photos and videos and sending for us, updating us, trying to convince us from time to time that works were ongoing. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah, good morning, colleagues. This is some real revealing information. I just want to chime in on a fact, on a point. I'm assuming that in terms of the sale, it is a way of getting an injection of the much needed funds that could be utilized to finish off the remaining structures that are there. I mean, it's a standard practice throughout the world, but it indicates a couple of things. It indicates that there is no funds, basically the possibility of no funds available to complete the project, and significant rocky road ahead in terms of the survival of this company.
But you see.
Did you know that all the time? Hurricane Man.
Right?
And all the time
But
we're
they know
asking
that.
you, right? All the time we're asking you. You're sending pictures and it's a
But
big joke or
even
whatever.
the authorities, if they knew that was the case, why? I mean, it's not the government's responsibility
No, it's
to
not.
fund the project.
No, it's
right.
not.
It was the investors and that particular company. It was 100% funded by them. They said to us in the beginning that, all right, it's going to cost in the region of about $60 million. You see, we can say to you today that we have 50% of that. All right. So you have 50%. Something happened. Maybe somebody break in the house and stole the other $30 million. These things happen. All right. Somebody walking with the company misappropriated the funds. These things happen. So you can't come up with the balance with the other 50%. Then you say that to us and we get a better understanding as to why there's a holdup. But from one lie to another lie to another lie to another lie.
I
Now
don't
we are
understand.
here, present day. All right. Nothing as it relates to the financials have been recorded, have been shared, have been documented for how many? From
since
2016.
inception, 2016, 17, 18,
Even
19,
before
20.
the groundbreaking,
None.
even when they claimed that they had 50% of the monies. No, So you have 50%.
And you know, before you go ahead, you know that transactions have been ongoing because people obviously are
Right.
being paid to paint.
Now, I would like to see the breakdown of how that $30 million was spent. Because what we see, bird's eye view, what we look at when we pass by in Peters Hope area and we look across the road there, that ain't look like $30 million to me. That ain't look like $30 million.
Let me show y'all again, boy. Let me show you what the 30 million,
Right?
what it
No.
apparently looks like, right? Let me show y'all again. And I'll show the video. The video is like 6 minutes long, but you could see, you will see in the same instance. Let's put this one here. Put it up again, man. Look at there.
You put it up.
Look at there. $30 million. Look at there. Watch your time in this place.
$30 million. Staring you in the face right there.
Nothing
Right.
done.
Let me see. Here's
Watch your time in this place.
let me see. There is let me see. It started. It was first. It was first. Oh no, that was an update on what's happening in there. Chambers, guys, my brothers. Okay, we'll get to that one as well. Good morning, guys. Lovely foray into investigative journalism this morning. I have passed that area repeatedly and wondered what has been happening. Unfortunately, this country is too divided among political lines for logical arguments, questions to be asked, or to gain solutions. Parliament is supposed to be part of the exercise in legitimacy, but parliamentarians vote according to their party colors and not reason or conscience. Where does that leave the populace? Good question. Yeah, good question. Let me see. Good morning, guys. The contractor was not gonna mention the name, and we heard from him that he hasn't been paid. That's a different argument. We don't have any information on that. And he is also the contractor for another project.
So I put it up to share. Those who are watching on Facebook Live.
The video. So the video is
So
up.
it's showing right now what it's supposed to look like. It's sticking a little bit, but what it's supposed to look like. Just to draw a comparison, by now all of these structures should have looked very similar, if not just like this.
It's very enticing, the video though.
Yeah, look
It's
real
very,
nice.
very enticing.
Really, really nice.
Very enticing.
Well, I'm gonna have to point my fingers at the investors. It is probably a case where they are not giving or they are not transparent enough, giving the government the correct information. But at the same time, if this is what the investors are saying to us, yes, the government is not responsible for seeing that this project is completed. But are you just gonna sit down and buy this information from them and say yes, okay?
But there's absolutely nothing wrong if the government comes to us and say, well, guys,
do they even know?
We had hopes, we had high hopes, we had great intentions, but based on the situation that is currently being faced by the investors, we would have to put a little
But the
halt.
investors need to be honest as well. Are
But
you facing
they
problems?
don't have to be.
They have to be. They have to be honest.
No. They can be. If
Okay, they
choose
should. They
to.
should be
They
honest.
We expect them to be.
We expect them to be
But
honest.
it is the government's responsibility to hold them accountable, to ensure that they are honest. They have us to answer to. So
Okay,
it's their
all right.
responsibility.
Okay,
You understand? And what I'm saying, what I'm saying, nothing is wrong if they come to us and present that this is the reality. It's not their fault. It's not their fault.
Okay, so what if, right? There's another possibility.
Hold
We
on.
have a call.
Hold the point. Good morning.
Hi, good morning to you both in studio.
Morning.
Good
Welcome.
morning.
Rather interesting, and let me pat you two on the back for a very, very good piece of investigative journalism. I really appreciate
we-
this morning.
Kind of
Thank you.
wet the toe a little bit. And it feels good, huh?
Yeah, it does.
feels good. Yeah, feels good.
But I'll tell you, we have to blame the government squarely, and I'll tell you why. When these projects are going to get started. You know who would be out front?
Correct.
Who would be out front
Yeah.
talking about them?
Yeah. With
right.
all the fanfare and all the
Okay.
fancy dressings and yeah.
It is not
Okay.
the public servants who have to monitor or anything, you know. It is the politicians themselves. So from the very beginning, they behave as though the project belongs to them.
And if it was going well, if things were 100% on the positive, they would have been taking all the glory.
So you ask a question now in Parliament, and you know what you're going to get? Words to the effect that these are private companies, and therefore
You don't want to get involved in their private
can't
business.
get involved, and you have to go to them for answers and all of that.
But
Not
that
only
leaves
that.
us where? That leaves us where?
It leaves us where? And the other thing is, don't forget, when companies like those come, government facilitate. Well, the politicians, they facilitate the people in terms of purchasing of the land. If the land belongs to private people, they buy it and then sell it to the investors. However way, they must get involved in some way. So so the people who you have to hold strictly accountable are your politicians. The other thing is this. Remember in October, work had started back last year, October.
Work
We know what happened last year, right?
That's what we were told.
But they did start back work. That is when they had the whitewash.
The whitewashing.
And the place- the whitewashing and the place.
With the
cleaned up.
50 guys that were down there. Right.
I am convinced, I could be wrong, but I am convinced that that was funded from the ULP's pocket. I am convinced.
Why would you say that?
I will say this because
To save
it
face?
was shortly after that, you had the announcement
Of elections.
election.
It was
So,
actually said.
had to
It
give-
was actually said at the same sitting of Parliament, huh?
Right. So you have to the thing is, if you're going to use that as a flagship in your thing, you have to make sure you have to show an appearance that something is being done. That's so. I could be wrong, but
But
That
I
is how I am.
see the argument. All right.
okay.
Okay then. Good.
Hurricane Man, I love you.
What?
You vex with me.
Crystal, the windows are in, but you know the glass is transparent. So you won't be able to see the windows until the curtains go up now.
I want to
That's-
know if my
that's-
cousins get them.
You want transparency?
There
That
you go.
is transparency.
Okay, let me go with some from Facebook. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Good morning from Brooklyn. Brooklyn is on the inside.
Morning,
Marcy
morning.
Huggins says good morning. Sylvia, good morning. Mike says there no money for the project, no funds for that project. Kareen says no trust. Baltimore is on the inside. Someone says that's a cut run again in St. Vincent. Somebody else says, Fiji, my brother and Crystal, sister, watch what you say because a lot of people will hate you for speaking the truth. High crimes.
No, but this is information that you personally can go down to
You could go and get it. You
and
just
get
pay
it now.
$5.
Yeah,
you
you
pay
could get the
$5
same
and get it.
information. Yeah,
The public is allowed to go and check company files. You can do searches, all right? It's public information. Okay?
No. We
have some more, though.
We're thinking that these are pointers. These are questions that would be raised in Parliament by the persons who are paid to raise these things in Parliament. And I would side with Hamo. You know,
Maybe they should start paying us to do that.
They really should be paying us for doing their job. We need answers. We the people need answers. We need to know what is happening. There's so many
Especially
jobs.
since I
So
was
many
just about
jobs.
to go
So
there,
many
man.
jobs were promised.
I was
to
just about to go
Vincentians.
there. All now, so a couple of good set of people could be
Come
working.
on. Training and all these kind of things. And now nobody gonna say anything.
And it's not done yet. 2016,
Come on, man. Do us better than
17.
that. Do us better than that. That's all we're saying.
Here are some more responses. Interesting convo regarding Blacksands Resort. This is the same resort that was supposed to revolutionize life in Central Leeward.
I mean, look at it. Look at the photos. Check out the videos, people. Check out the video.
And we drew the comparison.
Listen.
Present and what was expected by this time.
When I saw, I think it was around 3 o'clock this morning, I shared that with you, that video there.
Well,
I
don't
think
tell
it was
people
about-
the time we just be
Okay, right.
talking.
Forget about the time that I mentioned it. But when I saw it, I say I go and pack my bags and go foreign and come back just to go down there. That enticing. It's that enticing.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's really appealing. All right. Somebody says, I like this station, always hitting the real issues. Whatever happened to this project, we need accountability.
We need accountability.
LOL, not the Murray. Yeah, boy.
That one.
And the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Here's another one here that I want to a couple more. Too much partisan politics. Most people will tune into this program and immediately switch dial. Our people don't want truth. We want what's favorable to our side. Bear in mind, Blacksands issue, I would say, has nothing to do with partisan politics.
No. We're not even beating up on the government.
No.
We're not even beating up on the government.
But I think the general thing there is, I like the last part. When we speak truth, people would tune out. And they would switch dial because for the most part, if it's not comments or anything of what part of what
the party that they're supporting,
that too. But all we're asking questions: what is happening?
Yeah.
Who is withholding information? Why aren't there any financial statements being produced for this company since the inception of the company? Why was it knocked off the books? Why are they only providing certificates of solvency?
What happened to all the
Where's the
directors
proof?
who were there at the
why
beginning?
4 out of 5 of the directors left the company? Why does this massive company only have one director, 100% of the shares for a single man who is unable to continue, let alone finish the entire project? Something is off, man. Whatever it is, it needs to be fixed. And the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because there was a lot of flash, there was groundbreaking ceremony, a lot was said, a lot of promises were made. We need and deserve answers. We're not saying, or we're not casting blame on any one particular individual. Just questions.
Just questions.
Just questions.
Fair, balanced, precise.
Right. Somebody says the ground broke so much that the project fell through.
Project fell. No, you know what is interesting? There are about 3 articles that I had in the archives that I had put aside to share this morning with more findings. One via Searchlight newspaper, and 2 via News 784. I had them up to 3. You notice what is happening here? They were available up to 3 o'clock this morning.
They're gone?
They're gone.
They're all gone?
They're gone. Yeah.
All 3 of the articles?
They're gone.
Send me the links.
I was here thinking that it was the internet.
Send me the links. Let me see if I could open them.
There's that one. Well, the thing is, you might have seen me on my phone. I actually sent it to my phone, tried opening on my phone, and same thing. Not sure why. I'm just saying.
Sean, we go link you with the video.
All
okay?
right, but let's go pay some bills, and we come right back. Right? Let's go pay some bills, and we come right back. Keep it locked inside. Get it off your chest on a Wednesday morning.
Hello.